thank you for all coming to my darling mum Molly's life celebration. It means a huge amount to me to have friends and family who could not be here today to be able to have you attending via the live webinar. So I hope you can all hear me guys on there, and it's so good. Thank you so much, Stina, for organising this. I firstly want to thank so many people for supporting me while I was nursing mum at home. You know who you all are, and I want to thank you from my heart, because without the help and support I received, I would not have been able to focus my attention and pour all my love into nursing and caring for my beloved mother. I want to thank some very special friends and family. Bridget and Amon, thank you for being there. That meant an awful lot to me. Vicky, thank you for coming soon after with your support. And my cousin Sue in England. Sue, you were my rock in the early hours of the morning of Mum's passing, and for the days that followed soon after. Thank you, Sue. You may be on the other side of the world, but when we find ourselves all alone, it is family that matters, and family that can soothe the hurt. My darling Stina in Germany, how Mum loved you. You were her angel, and you are my angel. Thank you, sweet Stina, for all the love you poured into Mum. You helped her heal her heart and gave her the grace to be a grandmother again. I love you, and Jolly Molly loves you to the moon and back. To my dear brother Nigel, thank you for your phone calls and your love over the last 2 weeks. It is so special that you were able to come and see Mum a few months ago. It brightened Mum up no end to see you. Mum had so much love for you right to the end. Call upon the Ramsay strength, Nigel. It will never let you down. You are your mother's son. Talk to Mum. She will surround you with her love always. Mum was strong all the way. She amazed me with her strength that she gathered to try and help me as much as she could. She never wanted to be a burden, and Mum, you never were. We got through it together. Our love bound us in strength. The week before Mum passed, I had my paddocks cut for hay. Every day Mum asked how the hay was looking. On the Monday we baled the hay, and with a fabulous team of friends we got it into the shed. Afterwards I went to Mum, and at this stage she could not talk very well, but she managed to ask, have all the haymakers got the hay in the shed? I said, yes Mum, all the haymakers got the hay in the shed. She said, that is good. She let go after this. She had been waiting for the hay, knowing it is an important part of my lifestyle at this time of the year. On Wednesday morning at 1:30 a.m, my wonderful loving Mum passed away, with me right beside her. I miss her so much, but I have beautiful memories, and I was blessed to be able to have Mum here in her little cottage beside me for just over 4 years. A huge thank you to my landlord Nigel. Thank you, Nigel, who gave Mum and I the opportunity to build this little cottage here so Mum could be with me in her last years. I cannot fit 90 years of life into one speech, but I will endeavour to share with you a little about Molly, for those of you who did not know her for so long. photos will give you a visual insight into what a wonderful mother, friend, and baby sister to Bill she was. Molly was born in Glasgow, Scotland in 1932. She was christened Mary Isabel Ramsey, but was known as Molly all her life. Molly was sister to brother Billy and my Uncle Bill. Sorry, I got distracted. Molly was sister to brother Billy, my Uncle Bill. Mum loved you with all her heart, Uncle Bill. They lived in Castle Douglas and saw through the Second World War. At age 12, Molly was sent to St Anne's boarding school in Windermere in the Lake District. Mum always told me that my nana was too busy winning the war to be a mother to Molly, so off to boarding school she went. Mum was bullied at school for being a shy Scots girl, but by the time she was 14, she had made her name amongst the girls of her class because she had learned to stand up for herself and the bullies left her alone. Mum never lost that strength all through her life, and you learnt very quickly you didn't mess with Molly. After boarding school, Molly attended secretarial school, although all she really wanted to do is to attend agricultural university. But my nana would not hear of it. Mum worked an array of jobs, one being in Norway for the company Shell. She fast became a top secretary and became an independent young woman. And at 21, travelled to Paris, where she met her first love, Jean-Luc, a handsome young Frenchman. Mum travelled with her friend Dottie, who later became my godmother. They had some hilarious times together until they both got married and started their own families. Mum always had a love for dogs, especially collies. When I was a toddler, Mum had a border collie called Paddy. She bred some beautiful pups from her, and that lovely dog was always with me. Mum said wherever I was, so was Paddy. We grew up with dogs, usually the collies, and I had the same love for dogs as Mum did. I don't know where Bella's gone. And I had the same love for dogs as Mum did. And when Mum came here, we had both lost our last dogs. So Mum said one day, let's get a dog between us. And so we did. And here she is, Bella. Oh, she's over there in the shade with her tartan collar on. Bella has been missing Mum as much as I, sitting outside her door, and when I let her in, she goes and lies beside her bed. Mum became a mother to my eldest brother Nigel, my middle brother Stuart, and then me, the youngest. We never wanted for anything, Mum being a solo parent from the time I was 5 years old. She gave us all so much love. She worked so hard for us all, providing a home which she always owned, a good education, and supported and encouraged us all to believe in ourselves. When Mum worked at Warwickshire University as the lodgings officer, we lived in a village called Covington. Mum's best friend Rosemary lived 3 doors down. Rose's children, Kim and Ian, become friends with my brothers and I, and we were like one big family. Kim is watching with Rose. I don't think Rose is here, but Kim is on the webinar from America. We went on some fabulous holidays together. Cornwall and Spain were 2 that I remember well. Mum also took us to Loch Ness and hoped that we would see Nessie, but she did not show up for us. My fondest memories are when Mum took us to live at Manickfoot Lodge, which was my nana's salmon fishing lodge on the banks of the River Nith in Dumfriesshire, Scotland. So many beautiful childhood memories. Our lives as children were varied, but Mum did everything to give us all the best that she could, and she did well in that respect. We left for New Zealand in 1973. Mum looking to give us all a better life, as she was aware of the economic demise in the UK. So she sold her home and packed our belongings, and solo mum and kids took a 6-week passenger ship trip to the other side of the world. She even bought her lovely Volkswagen Beetle. It was a huge challenge for Mum. She was 41 years of age. She did not know a soul over here, and yet as a solo mother, came to New Zealand, got a position as a top secretary to the registrar at Lincoln College in Canterbury, bought a home and started a brand new life for us all. That is the strength and courage that my mum had within. Her life has not been an easy one, but she has made many lifelong friends, and I am so proud of my mum and what she achieved in her life. Mum never married again. However, she did have a special love in her life. His name was Richard, and I remember him well. Mum never stopped loving him, and he died in 1997, and on his deathbed pledged his love for my mum. Mum always said to me, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." We talked of Richard a few weeks before Mum passed, and I know that he will have opened his arms to her, and she can now be together with him till eternity. Mum was a literate writer, and she wrote a book called From Nana with Love. And the prologue is, From Nana with Love. This essentially is the story of myself growing up. Originally, I decided to write it for my grandchildren to give them an insight into their Scottish heritage, of which I have always been very proud. However, having decided to embark on this venture, it occurred to me that my own 3 children probably know little, if anything, about my life as a child, and therefore I include them in my dedication. So children and adults, for what it is worth, here is my story. And that is my mum's little book about her life as a young woman, and it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious, the stories in it. I am so blessed to have this little book, and with so many funny stories about my mum when she was growing up. She gave Stina a copy, and I know you have cherished it and always will. Mum wrote many poems for family and friends, and I found a folder in her writing desk, and I would like to read a few out to you all. Just bear with me because I've just got a couple here to read out. So this was written for me, and I didn't know that. I found this little folder when I was going through her writing desk, and she'd written all these poems for people and friends and family, and this one is to me. Do not grieve, do not weep, I have not gone, I only sleep. I am in the wind blowing in the trees, I am in the breath of a soft summer breeze, I am in the sun high up in the sky, I am in the